Hi, welcome. My name is Jerome Murdock, and today we are interviewing Joyce Alexander, and we're going to be speaking about the topic of bereavement, which is something that all of us go through at one point or another and very relevant to everybody's lives. Joyce, thank you so much for coming and being here today.
Thank you, Jerome. Thanks for having me here.
Absolutely. So if you could tell me a little bit about, I guess bereavement in general is what I want to start with. A lot of times people, they know the definition of the word, I guess a clinical understanding, but actually being able to experience it from a tangible standpoint. But not everybody has had that experience or has had it yet. From your experience and or training, or both if it applies, what is that? What is bereavement?
Well, bereavement is dealing with the death and loss of some loved one. That could be a parent, it could be a sibling, it could be a friend, anywhere in between and all of the above. It's loss of through death. Now, some people deal with loss of other things that are important to them in their life. Some people actually go through a lot of loss in losing their job, losing a relationship.
Sure, a sense of identification.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And their whole self is wrapped up with that. So what they do is a lot of concepts you can use in the bereavement CD with that. But it's really, the recording, but it's really focused for death and loss. And my training is I have a master's degree in clinical psychology, hypnotherapist, NLP master practitioner. I belong to Association for Death Education and Counseling, also marriage and family therapist in California. I live between California and London, and people all over the world, that's the one thing that no matter what religion, what part of the world, what color, what race, we all deal with death. So no matter what it is, we all have to deal with the same feelings. It's life. And there's no one way. There's no right way, wrong way. It's just different ways. And they have all the different stages and how to deal with death. My recording doesn't really go there. My recording is really about putting the person who you've lost in front of you and ask them, what did you gain from my life? How did I help your life? And you actually get to have that moment, even if it's not tangible. You get to learn something if you really allow yourself to go deep enough and really be there in that moment with them.
Absolutely. Now, bereavement, it does extend beyond just I suppose, the human form. It can, like you were saying, some people experience that with a loss of a job. What are some of these other areas where people tend to feel bereavement but might not necessarily know exactly what it is because they might have in their mind, oh, well, that's only for maybe people or family?
Well, I have two different recordings. I'm currently doing, would you like to see the CD I have currently?
Oh, absolutely.
This one is it's called Bereavement, Healing Your Heart. And this one is for people dealing with loss. I'm currently producing one for animal loss. You see, sometimes what people go through when they have grief, when they're very young, they've lost a grandparent or an animal. And if not dealt with correctly, they get stuck at that age and they never progress. And their sense of self is always in fear of abandonment. So what I try to do with the work that I do is help people deal with those issues and work through them. And we're put here for a purpose. Whatever it is clear to some and not to others. But however much we love, however much we've lost, we also have an intention and a reason to be here. And we also have to do our life. So what I try to do is help people to see that if they give, whether it's to a charity from the person that they lost, a charity they believe in, there's a way to do that, and they actually give good in the name of somebody that they've lost or an animal. And animals are really, really, really amazing.
Oh, absolutely. They're a part of the family.
Exactly, and sometimes even more, because they never talk back, they never do anything but really support the person, and they always are loving and forgiving. And some people have had a loss, it's so devastating. Some people have done everything you can imagine to take care better of their animal than themselves. I've met people who go and get health food and make their dog all this great food while they're
Absolutely.
eating out of a can of something else. And there's so many different things I could say about that, but just to show the degree of the connection, when that animal dies, that person is going to have such a difficult time dealing with loss. And where are they going to go? How are they going to get that? There's some bereavement groups for animals, there's bereavement groups for humans, and I highly recommend that because you also don't want to wear out your friends. And if you keep on talking about loss and the death of an animal or a person, what happens is you can also wear out the friends that you've had for a long time. And there are support groups that will help you get through that.
That's a very good point. How do they find your CD? Because
Oh, I
that we
see.
already have established as a good
Yes.
resource and something that is tangible that we're talking about today that can be theirs today.
Absolutely. They can get it in downloads if they wanted it this moment. All they have to go is to my website, which is joycealexander.com, which will then take you to all different areas. It'll take you to whether you want it in CD format, another format, there's downloads. But you know, when you're talking about death and loss, and people are trying to find a way, and sometimes they're just not ready. And this CD is made for someone when they're ready to confront saying goodbye. You know, that's why it's
Sure.
called Bereavement, Healing Your Heart. There's a time to heal your heart. There's a time to be in mourning. There's a time for every stage. And highly recommend going through the stages and finding out when each person is ready. Because when I lost my father, it was huge, and I had nothing. There was nothing. There's a couple books out there, different people telling me different things. I never had something that once people leave, I can listen to on my own. It's also a great gift because so many times people who haven't gone through great loss, they go to someone's home, they don't know what to say, they don't know how to say it. This way, they can help them by giving them a gift to really work through it. Most people bring food, card, flowers.
Right, probably because they don't know themselves what to do. They're just doing anything
Right.
that they can think of.
And imagine if they brought a card with something that will help them when they're ready. Flowers, food. It's, you know, it's something that just is a great opportunity. I've also been working with several attorneys, or in London they call them solicitors, and they sell the CDs on bereavement to their clients when writing a will. So after they pass, what happens is, rather than just writing a will and leaving, you actually get something to help the people you love. Imagine when you're gone, to leave that for the people you love, to say, this is my gift to help you move on.
Wow, that sounds like a really good service, and I haven't heard of that before. That's useful, very useful, I would imagine, and pretty innovative too. Was that your idea?
Yeah.
It's a wonderful idea.
Thank you.
Very forward thinking, and not to be redundant, but thoughtful. Not just for the person who's going to be purchasing it because they've already moved on, but for the family members that are without that shining light in their life.
You know, thank you. No matter what work I do in my life, this will always be the most difficult work I've ever done. And the reason is that when I was in the recording studio, I actually broke down and I realized that when it's my time to leave, all the people I love and care about will listen to this. Some maybe for the first time because they didn't know to look at what I do as something for them that hasn't hit them yet.
Right.
And to actually listen to it and actually be in the moment of, I'm giving this gift to as many people as I can, because I didn't know so many different things that I could have done. And it, you know, it has definitely helped many people. And with animal loss, so many people have had such severe loss. And to be able to actually, you know, have a way to say goodbye to their animal and actually show and do something so heartfelt. You know, when you've loved, and I mean really loved, and you've had such a great loss, I would never give up the love. But it changes you. And there's a way to heal it and get past it in a way that's healthy. You
Sure.
always still feel it. But if you don't learn how to put it into that place so you can go on with your life, it just tears at you forever. And
We still need to be productive in our own right for ourselves and for our other loved ones who need us there, present in their special times and in their moments and in their victories.
absolutely.
Yes.
You know, I mean, it's great to have animals. They think, you know, they don't live as long as people. So,
Right.
you know, chances are, at the same time, my first loss was my little German Shepherd, or my big German Shepherd. He was big for me then. I was only 5. But what happens is, when you have that kind of great loss, it changes you. And each loss changes you. And you also learn coping skills, and you also learn certain techniques. I never thought I was going to do this work. I wanted to follow your dreams, do this, do that. But I could not do this work. I was put here. Part of the reason, in my 100% belief, is to do this work and to help people get through this. So I hope that me being here has helped others and give them some ideas of what to do and how to live past.
Well, I am absolutely sure that your efforts are not in vain and that they are helping a myriad of people out there. And speaking of going for the time being, we do need to leave. But thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much.
And this is going to be something that I think is an absolute gem for anybody to have if the scenario is one that fits you. So thank you very much for watching and for being with us today, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.